So what I'm about to talk about is not going to be popular. It's not. I know it's not. But you know what? That's what freedom of speech gives you. You can be as unpopular as you want to be. I'm going to tell you right now, I believe Alex Rodriguez. I believe Alex Rodriguez is innocent. And you know what? I watched him the other day on the Mike Francessa show, and he spoke with conviction. He never took his eye off when Mike asked him the question. He never took his eye off. He was, emphatic saying, no, he didn't do any part of this. And if you look back at this, whether you're an Arod fan or not, whether you're a Yankee fan or not, whether you're a baseball fan or not, what Major League Baseball has done is created a mockery of this whole process. They went out and they hired some two-bit shady guy to go give $150,000 to somebody, drop it off in a restaurant. And I don't know, what are they? It was Bud Sellig now. Is he like an undercover, undercover mafia guy or something? I mean, it's ridiculous. And, let's face it, they singled A-Rod out. They single him out with every single thing that happens, every single thing that comes up, he gets singled out. Now, you may be a Red Sox fan. Big Papi come out, actually failed the drug test. And he just said, no, he didn't. He denied. So, A-Rod at least came out whenever his name came up and he admitted he did it back in 2003 when it was not illegal. So, it just makes me sick. It really does. I honestly, that, people have an issue with A-Rod. Obviously Bud Sellig has an issue with A-Rod, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah, is he arrogant? Well, is that a crime? Is that a crime to be arrogant? He is one of the best through his career, his stats show he was one of the best hitters in baseball. I just don't get it. And you know what? As a Yankee fan too, I don't believe the fans give him a fair shot. Honestly, I don't. The man could basically carry them through the 2009 World Series, carried them through the playoffs, and, he doesn't hit a home run 2 times at bat, or he strikes out and he ends up getting, booed out of the stadium. So, so do I think A-Rod's guilty? No, I don't. I believe him until evidence comes out. And you know what? Bud Sellig's running around acting like he's the greatest thing in history of the world. He's just a paid employee by 32 rich guys. That's what Bud Sellig is. Bud Sellig, is basically, that's what he does. So, he should have, he wanted A-Rod 211 games. Give me a freaking break. The man did not fail a drug test. And I can't wait for the evidence to come out, because it sounds like they have no evidence. It's a witch hunt. It's been a witch hunt. And for Bud Sellig to sit there and shoot his mouth off on Letterman, go on all these shows, shoot his mouth off, and not go to New York and not look A-Rod in the face and say, this is what I have on you, it's a travesty. And another travesty, where have you ever heard that you're basically the judge, the jury, and executioner? Because the guy who's running the arbitration hearing is paid by Bud Sellig. He actually even testified. How do you do that? How do you make a fair ruling when you're part of that? I've never seen anything like it. So, folks, I'll tell you what. It just goes to show you how many people in this country get railroaded every single day, and they don't have the money to fight it. A-Rod has the money to fight it, so he's going to fight it. But how many people get railroaded every single day that don't have the money to fight and just let things happen the way they happen? So anyway, that's my opinion. I know it's not going to be popular, but I'll tell you what, I feel bad for the man. And how can you feel bad for somebody getting $25 million a year? I feel bad for him because he is singled out. It's like the man, everything he does is magnified. Just like in the playoffs when they said he was writing his name and number down and giving a ball to a girl. He never did that. You don't think Yes Network with 100 cameras at the games would have caught that, or the Major League Baseball when it was a playoff game, they would have caught him doing that? People were saying, no, he didn't do it. But yet, here it goes. It gets blown out of proportion. But hey, if you're a Red Sox fan or you're a Dodger fan or whatever, it's okay. If your guys sit there, how many times is Mark McGuire? Speaking of Mark McGuire, where was Bud Sellig calling crying foul when him and Sammy Sosa were saving baseball by hitting home runs as far as they could hit them every night? I don't think Bud Sellig was crying to try to, get steroids out of the game then. You cannot talk out both your rear ends, both your mouths, because he's talking out of his rear end when he's doing stupid stuff like this. Best thing they could do, just let A-Rod play. He's only got a couple more years anyway. He's not the player he was. You know, so let him play. You don't have the evidence. Because I'll tell you, this is going to drag on forever. Matter of fact, this could drag on to the point where Arod's 3-5 years past him being retired, and then it finally goes to trial. So anyway, that's my opinion. You know, I love to hear your comments. You know, leave them below. I'll see you guys in the next video.